In the end of 2017, when I left India and went to Singapore, I kind of struggled to speak English. It was the biggest ever obstacle for me in my communication journey. So in India, I never really paid attention to learn English, as in when it comes to speaking. But I could read, I could write, I couldn't speak. That was the main struggle. And because I couldn't speak, I struggle in Singapore when it comes to finding part-time jobs, when it comes to telling something to my lecturers, telling something to my friends that I was trying to make. It was just a whole struggle because you are an international student and you are in a new country where most of the people they could talk in English, and English is just like a universal language. That's the only way that you can communicate. If there is no English, then you have to have someone who can you talk to in Punjabi, and that person can translate on your behalf, which is interpreter, whatever. I didn't have that. So I was forced to learn English. Now, this video is going to help you out if you're someone who can read English, you can write English, doesn't need to be perfect, but you can write even though it in broken language like typos. So if you can do that, I'm going to give you two tips, and only condition is you have to follow these two tips religiously for the next 6 months. That will help you to think better in English, to speak better in English, and overall to communicate better in English. Now, before we move forward to the first tip, I want to tell you something. This is what happened to me. So I was coming from a Punjabi speaking background, and most of my life, let's just say, since I was born till 2017, I was just speaking most of the time in Punjabi. So what was happening to me, I was thinking in Punjabi and then I was trying to translate my words in my mind in English. That's why I kind of like struggling. So sometimes it's a very simple thing that I have to say in English, but I kind of struggle. I kind of struggle to say what I want to say. And when the topic is already gone, then I will think about it. Okay, this is what I wanted to say. Actually, I should have said this, I should have said that. So you could be going through the same situation where, like, now you are talking to someone in English and that person is trying to ask you something, but you couldn't really give them proper answer. And later on, after the time is already gone, now you're thinking, I could have said that. So this is happening because your brain is trained to speak in Punjabi or whichever local language you talk, and then you're trying to translate it when you are communicating verbally. So there is a gap, there is a lag. That's why you stutter, that's why you use a lot of filler words. And in order to avoid all of that, we have to come to the main thing, which is point number one as well. Start thinking in English. Train your brain to think in English. Now, it's a biggest ever question mark how to think in English, because you can't even talk in English. But yes, let me tell you this. There is a very easy way that you can do to think in English, and that is writing. Now, follow a simple structure of communication, which is you do introduction, you do a paragraph, and then you do conclusion. Now, there are so many other ways of talking as well, communication. There is a 360-degree storytelling, which is you start from Mickey and then you say ba 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 about Mickey, and then you end with Mickey as well. So 360 in circle. Now there is another tip, which is 3-2-1. So you say the main thing first, what is exactly you trying to say, and then you talk about there are two different ways or two different types, and then you explain 3 steps. Now it might be very confusing for you, but on what I'm saying, just pick a simple structure which can help you to write a paragraph. So all you have to do, what's the goal of it, is whatever you think about. Now, every morning or evening or afternoon, you have to sit down at least 15 minutes and you have to write down a topic. Doesn't need to be longer. Write down about that topic in a way that you would actually talk. Not in a writing like a written language, like you have to use proper sentence. No, you write in a way. I'm going to give you an example here. For example, if someone asks me, bro, introduce yourself. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, my name is Mickey Farmer and I come from this. No, I would say, bro, hey, I'm Mickey, come from India. Now I'm in Australia. Like in a communication way. Hey, bro. So instead of going to formalize your whole structure, talk in a way that you would talk casually. Write in a way, sorry, that you talk casually. So what do? I would write in a way like I would put a question first, introduce myself, then I would write, hey, comma, like that's my expression. I'm Mickey, dot dot dot, space, that means pause, silence. Come from India, I come from India. You probably don't know how to structure whole sentence yet, right? So instead of focusing on, hey, I kind of structure a whole sentence, which is I come from India, focusing on grammar, you use the small wording. Use talk in bites. So in a way you still deliver the message, but you kind of struggle with grammar, so you can't do that, right? So we don't want to go to that path where you have to go through friction. So write in a way which makes easier, like which will help you to talk. Now you write all the things that you can talk about yourself, or about the topic that you have picked. Now when you do that, this will actually train your brain to think in English. Now, initially, what you're gonna do, you're gonna think in Punjabi or local language, whichever language you talk, and then you're gonna write in English. But over the time, what's gonna happen? You're gonna start thinking in English, or somehow you're gonna train your brain on the topics that you have already discussed. So when you also write, actually, you're not just writing down, you are writing in your brain also. So you're storing all these thoughts in your brain. Next time when you talk, you can actually pick some ideas from here and then you can talk, right? Now, step number 2 that you have to do is actually pick a style. And that's very simple, very easy to do. Pick a style, what I mean to say, don't focus on accent that I have to speak like a British or American or Singaporean or anyone. No, our goal is just to improve English. So we're gonna pick a style. Now, when I say style, I am talking about picking up a character that you like to speak. And that you could usually do by going on Netflix, finding out reels or documentaries, or whatever show you like, or any movie that you like. You pick a character that actually resonates with you. I did this so many times, and I did this in like weekly basis. So one week I would train like how he spoke. Another week I would train like how Justin Bieber would speak. Another week I would speak like how Indian politicians would speak. Another week I would practice like how our news reporter would speak. And then I would try to replicate them. And I would fill with my English, like the words that I've just structured, like my thoughts and stuff. And then I would try to speak like them. Because look, on a day-to-day basis, when you're in an English-speaking country, you do have plenty of opportunities in a social setting to actually talk in English. So even though you're going to ask for a coffee, you can just go and practice your English. Hey, can I have a coffee, please? Now, you see how your character would talk. Is he gonna say, one coffee, please? One Americano? Is he gonna say, can I have one coffee? Can you just get me one coffee? What's the way? How is he talking? I like latte. Can I buy one latte? Different styles of talking. So you pick which personality you would like to speak to, or which personality you like to speak like, and then you practice on that. These are my 2 tips, and you do this continuously. I'm telling you, your English will improve 100%. This is how I did, and obviously I did all the other things which are like small bits and pieces here and there, because my vocabulary was very, very poor. Now I'm gonna give you a bonus tip. So you got all of that, you got this phone here. What are you gonna do? Download the app called Dictionary on your phone. It's a free app. It's gonna give you a new word every single day. All you have to do, just learn that word, and you can actually put a notification on your phone from Dictionary app, and it will give you notification every single day, word of the day, and in that way you learn new word. That way you learn new word. And if you are someone who's really committed, probably you can learn one word a day. If you are not, probably you just focus on 3 words a week, right? So if you, let's just say you learn 1 word a day, 365 new words that you've learned in a whole year. That's how you think. No need to jump onto things all of a sudden. No, don't do that. You do bit by bit, but practice. I still have, these notebooks. I still write them. I have my journals that I used to write back in 2019. This is where I actually started to work on my English like aggressively. So I would journal, I would write down. I still have them in my box. I carry them along in Australia because some of those journals actually have my thoughts, like how I want my dream life to be, what's my goal for in 10 years in this and that. So I do refer back to them time to time. It's not fun to do, but it's just good to have. And it's just my way of improving. And I'm not saying that you gotta go crazy, but these are the tips that I can actually help. Now, obviously, if your pocket allows you got a bit of money, go join English speaking courses. I joined Toastmaster, that actually helped me to gain confidence and helped me to clean my delivery of speech a bit. The biggest was like, confidence of talking in front of people, because I was kind of like struggling. And this is where I started to make videos on YouTube as well, because I wanted to improve my English. And yeah, so if you want to pick one of these hobbies, you want to go join one of those clubs, because that community is there to support you. Everyone is kind of on like similar page, one step ahead. They are all there to improve their communication. So if you can join Toastmaster Club, go for it. All right, that's all I wanted to say. If you like this video, you want to follow this channel, go ahead and support me in my journey. And I do upload all these videos about me, my improvement, self-improvement, every Tuesday, every Friday, 6 p.m. See you next video. Bye-bye.